All right, everyone. Welcome back, Decoders. We are live, I believe. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if any of you can hear me.
Live, I believe. Let me know in the chat.
So far, there's no one in the chat, so I'll give it a minute. There we go. We got one or two. Hey, Kevin. Hey, bro. How you doing? Thanks for letting me know. Hope you're doing well, bro. Hey, Peggy. I'm here sipping on some tea, so sorry if you hear some slurping. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me get everything set up, and we'll give time for people to join the chat. It's been a while since I've been live, so some people might not even get notifications. So how's everyone doing out there? Hello, Giovanni and El Paculi. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? So, as you guys know, I posted in my community section yesterday saying I'm taking a break for the last 2 weeks because just too much staring at screens, you know. My eyes just can't take it like they used to. So it was good for me to have some breaks. And I'm not sure how many videos a week I'll be doing now, but you know, it all depends on how much information I get. But what the funny thing was, guys, is I haven't done any really decoding for like 2 weeks. And then last night when I started decoding, I just found the most amazing thing, like right off the bat. I was like, man, sometimes going away, walking away a bit from something and then coming back to it, man, it's so refreshing to come back to something, you know. I played guitar for years, and sometimes when you put the guitar down for a month or two and you come back, you just have the most amazing, creativity, So the same thing with the decoding. I go away for 2 weeks and then I come back and I find this amazing gem. And you guys are going to see what I mean here in a minute. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Got 18 of you in the chat, now 22 in the chat. Hey, Leslie. Hello to those of you in Montana. Looks like we got 2 people in Montana. So Montana looks like a beautiful state. I never spent much time in Montana, but I think I just drove through Montana when I was driving to Washington one time, but I didn't spend much time there. I'm still in Albania, but guess what, guys? Tomorrow is my last day in Albania, and I will be returning to my girlfriend in Germany on the 15th, so 2 days, and I am really looking forward to that. The weather in Albania is just starting to get cold. It's still in like the 60s, 70s, but just starting to get cool. So now I'm going back to Germany where it's already cold, but this is where I wish I could just pick up and I had the money to just go out to Thailand with my girlfriend for the winter. My girlfriend wants to take me to Thailand, but we don't really have the money right now to go to Thailand, but we're going to go there eventually. Hey, look who's in the chat. My girlfriend's also in the chat. Magdalena. All right, so much love to you all. We're going to go ahead and get started. We got 29 in the chat, so stick around, guys. This is just going to be This was mind-blowing to me. I might have time to talk about the whole Donald Trump, the Donald Trump sister thing, but Joseph Aquaviva 2222, he already covered that on his channel, and I haven't found anything extra to add to his information. So if you guys want to know what's going on with the Trump's sister dying today, go check out Joseph Aquaviva's channel. And maybe I'll have a decode or so coming up in a few days on that if I find anything. But today, my decode is all about the Dragon Year and Joe Biden. And, guys, I've been decoding Biden going, leaving the stage. And people always get mad at me. They say, well, Biden's is just a bunch of different characters wearing masks. Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is the character Biden is going to be leaving the stage. And again, I've been decoding this for a year and a half now. And now we're getting to the point where Joe Biden is about ready to turn 81 years old. And if you guys know Gematria Effect News, Zach Hubbard, he's talked a lot about Joe Biden will probably go before office is over, and he will probably be 81 when he does. So here we are, guys. He's almost 81. And so this first slide is all about the 81. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the 81. So Joe Biden received 81 million votes in the election a few years ago. Okay. And he became president with 81 million votes, and President Biden equals 81. Now, what I just realized yesterday was that Joseph Robinette Biden, his full name, also equals 81 in Chaldean. This is where the Chaldean cipher can be very useful. It's very, very good and accurate, and one of the oldest ciphers. So what are the chances that Biden received 81 million votes and President Biden equals 81, Joseph Robinette Biden, 81? Now, Joe Biden will turn 81 years old on November 20th. One day after his birthday is November 21st. And this is the day I'm going to be talking about in this decode. November 21st is one day after Joe Biden's 81st birthday and one day before JFK's 60th anniversary of his death. Okay. So 11/21 is 81 days before the year of the dragon. Okay. So Biden has a huge connection to 81, and year of the dragon equals 81. See Captain Flatastic in the chat. Daryl and Chia, guten Abend to you also. That's good evening in German. So anyways, 81 days before the year of the dragon starts is November 21st. Year of the dragon equals 81. Joe Biden turns 81. Okay. So this is just the beginning, guys. Wait till I show you how this all comes together perfectly. But this is all about the dragon year. Remember, JFK was killed in a rabbit year, and we're currently in a rabbit year. So the question is the JFK thing going to repeat? Is Biden going to go in a rabbit year just like JFK? Okay. Or is he going to go in a dragon year because Kamala was born in a dragon year? So the person that would replace Biden was born in the dragon year right after the rabbit year in 1963. So that's the question. But Biden's turning 81. So and then the next number we're going to talk about is 325. So this number, here's a post I did a month and a half ago of a article that came out that said that Biden was going to announce a 325 million aid package for Ukraine. And as soon as I saw the 325 in the article, I was like, okay, this is Biden's number. There's a reason why they put the 325 in the aid package. That's because Joseph Robinette Biden equals 325. Okay. I want you guys to ask yourselves, for any of the doubters out there, what are the chances that they put 325 million aid package and Joseph Robinette Biden equals 325? That's not just a very common number. Why wouldn't you just make it 300 million or 350 or 400 million, an even number? But no, they chose the exact number to go with Biden's gematria. Okay. And also in this post, again, this was a month and a half ago, guys, I posted this about Joe Biden and the number 325. And President Joseph Robinette Biden also equals 325. So whether you type his name, Joseph Robinette Biden, or you type President Joseph Robinette Biden, you get 325. Okay. Now, on a leap year, Joe Biden's birthday is the 325th day of the year. Okay? So Joe Biden's name equals 325. He gets a 325 aid package. And in the dragon year next year, his birthday is on the 325th day of the year. Do you see what I mean? That's too perfect. Now, this is where I talk about the date coming up, November 21st. In a non-leap year, November 21st is the 325th day of the year. Just like in a leap year, Joe Biden's birthday, November 20th, is the 325th day of the year. Now, I told you guys that Joe Biden's birthday, the day after his birthday, is 81 days before the year of the dragon, and year of the dragon equals 81. Well, the year of the dragon starts on February 10th. February 10th, the dragon year starts on the days leaving 325 days in the year. Okay, so next year, Joe Biden's birthday is on the 325th day of the year, and the year of the dragon starts on the day leaving 325 days in the year. And Joseph Robinette Biden equals 325. Okay. And again, remember, he gave this 325 million aid package to Ukraine a few months ago. But this tells us that this number is big for next year because the dragon year starts on the 325 days left. And Biden's birthday is also on that day, 325 day. Okay. So this is where it gets interesting. Okay. We're going to bring some astrology into it. I see Morgan's in the chat. The astrology behind Joe Biden is that he's a Scorpio. Okay. And November 21st, the day I'm talking about, is also in Scorpio. Now, November, in the old astrology, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. Okay. And I just connected Joe Biden with the 325 because his name equals 325. Well, wouldn't you know, guys, that the Mars magic square, which is each planet has a magic square, and the sun also has one. The Mars magic square, the total number in the Mars magic square, if you add up all the numbers, it adds up to 325. Just like Joseph Robinette Biden is a Scorpio ruled by Mars, his name equals 325. Okay? Now, there's a reason I have Joe Biden plane crash equals 325. Okay? So this is where we get into the symbolism that I keep seeing over and over, that people just, you got to take this, when you see something ahead of time, you got to kind of, you got to see it and you got to take it and run with it. And when I saw that Joe Biden plane crash equaled 325, just like his name, and his magic square ruled by Mars. So anyways, the reason I'm putting that here is because we're going to bring up John Denver. Okay. John Denver. He died in a plane crash. His ashes are scattered in Colorado in the Rocky Mountains. But he died in a plane crash October 12th, 1997. Okay. And I'm going to get into that in a minute, but I just want you to know first that he died in a plane crash. And so notice in the NFL National Football League, they've been having games in Germany. And I want you guys to notice that John Denver's name is Henry John Deutschendorf. I don't know how exactly you say it. I'm assuming it's Deutschendorf. And the word Deutsch is in his name. So Deutsch is German. That means Deutschland, That's what you call Germany in German, Deutschland. So I'm going to show you why they've been singing his songs at the German football games recently. We just had a football game in Germany this past weekend, the Colts versus the Patriots. You guys get it? The Patriots, the America's team, losing in Germany. Okay, so anyways, notice it says here, why do they sing Take Me Home Country Roads in Germany at the football games? Well, I believe it's because they're letting us know that there's something going on with this plane crash symbolism. Remember, John Denver recorded the song "Take Me Home, Country Roads," and he died in a plane crash in Colorado. Now remember, Colorado has a close connection to Germany. Notice the word Colorado and the word Germany. You see this, guys? Germany, Colorado, almost a direct match. So, John Denver has a German last name, and they're singing his song in Germany at the football games, and he's known as the Rocky Mountain High guy from Colorado, right? Well, first of all, guys, another thing I want to point out is the game this past weekend between the Colts and the Patriots. It was a final score of 10-6. So what a joke this is, guys. This game was in Germany. The final score was 10-6. What does Germany equal in gematria? It equals 10-6. Okay? The final score, 10-6 in Germany. Germany equals 10-6. 106. Also, we know Germany is known for Hitler, and the word Hail Hitler equals 106, just like Germany. So the score was 10-6, but at this game, they were making a big scene about how the German fans were singing John Denver's "Take Me Home, Country Roads." Okay. So back to my slide. So Biden fell this year at an Air Force Academy event. Okay. This is clear symbolism, guys. You cannot overlook this. Biden falls at an Air Force event, a ceremony. Okay. He fell in Colorado on June 1st. Okay. And look at what it says in this article. Biden falls at U.S. Air Force Academy graduation ceremony, and he says, "I got sandbagged." Okay. So he falls in Colorado where John Denver's ashes are scattered. And he says, "I got sandbagged," which equals John Denver. Look at this. "I got sandbagged" equals John Denver and John Denver's full name, Henry John Deutschendorf or Deutschendorf, whatever, however you say that. So, what are the chances? Because again, this happened in Colorado. The Rocky Mountain High guy, John Denver, right? He got sandbagged. What's that sound like? You know? And this happened at a plane. It was in an Air Force. You guys get it? He fell at an Air Force. Air Force One falls out of the sky. So here's where it gets crazy, guys. This is the slide you really want to focus on. This is all about the number 40. Just the number 40 right here. It's all you need to know. So I told you, November 21st is one day after Joe Biden's 81st birthday. It's a Tuesday, and it's in the sign of Scorpio, and Biden is a Scorpio. I want you guys to notice that November 21st leaves 40 days in the year. So November 21st leaves 40 days. It's a Tuesday. Tuesday equals 40. It's in the sign of Scorpio, which equals 40. The word airplane equals 40. And the word airplane crash equals 40. This day, 11/21, is the day leaving 40 days in the year, and it's exactly 40 days after the anniversary of John Denver's plane crash. Do you guys see that? John Denver died in a plane crash on October 12th. November 21st is exactly 40 days later, and the day leaves 40 days in a year. Airplane crash equals 40. Airplane 40. Tuesday 40, and Scorpio. All 40. And if that wasn't enough for you, look at this. From the day Biden fell at the Air Force Academy, It's 173 days to November 21st. And 173 is plane crash. And 173 is the 40th prime. Do you guys see this? Like, I only needed one number to show you all this. What are the chances that this day lines up perfectly with John Denver's plane crash and Joe Biden's fall near Denver? 173 days after Biden falls at the Air Force, plane crash 173, the 40th prime, the day leaving 40 days in the year. And it's a Tuesday, which equals 40, and it's the god of war. What just happened, guys? We just had a war start. So the day of war. So if Biden doesn't go in a plane crash that day, which I don't know if he will, doubtful he will, guys. It's hard to pin down the exact dates. I'm just saying that sometime after he turns 81, he could go down in a plane crash sometime in the next year, right? Maybe it will happen on November 21st. It would be right before the anniversary of JFK's assassination. I don't know. But all I'm saying is everything points to this day. The 40, you have two scenarios that point to this day, and it's all connected to the 40. So if you guys need to rewind that and really let that sink in, what I just showed you, you can do that. But it's absolutely insane. And then if that wasn't enough, before I even knew about this date, November 21st, I started looking at it, and I looked in Wikipedia to see what happened on that day in history. And you guys will not believe what I found happened on November 21st. And it's all about the number 125, which is one of the biggest plane crash numbers. If you guys want to know the number that's most associated with plane crashes, it's the number 125. And this slide right here is going to show you why. First of all, airplane crash equals 125, like Joseph R. Biden, like November 21. Okay? And Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. died in a plane crash. His full name equals 125, just like airplane crash. Okay, so there's one. John Denver, Henry John Deutschendorf, his name equals 125. He dies in an airplane crash, which equals 125, like Joseph R. Biden, like November 21st, the day I'm talking about. But look at this, guys. On November 21st, 1990, remember, November 21st equals airplane crash. Look, November 21st, 125, airplane crash, 125. On that day in 1990, Bangkok Airways Flight 125 crashes, killing all 33 passengers. Okay, so let's do this, okay? November 21st, 1990 to November 21st this year is 33 years. And in the plane crash in 1990, 33 people died. And 33 years later is this coming November 21st. And again, guys, it was flight 125. Just like Joseph R. Biden, just like November 21, just like airplane crash, all 125. And what are the chances that the flight is flight 125 and November 21 equals 125? It's absolutely insane. Like, as soon as I saw this, I was like, wow, I must be onto something here, because 125 was right in the plane. And if that wasn't enough, that same year in August 27, 1990, so okay, the Bangkok flight 125 crashed November 21st, 1990. A few months before that, there was another aerial incident involving another musician. Remember, I already talked about Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. John Denver died in a plane crash, equals 125, like airplane crash, okay? Well, in August 27, 1990, the same year as this Bangkok 125 flight, Stevie Ray Vaughan the musician, died in an airplane crash, or no, a helicopter crash in Wisconsin. Wisconsin equals 125. And the date numerology of the day Stevie Ray Vaughan died is 8/27/90, 125. And just notice, guys, the next day after his death was the day leaving 125 days in the year, because he died in a crash the 126 days in the year. So the next day was the day leaving 125, and he died in Wisconsin, 125, and he died on date numerology of 125. Okay, so there's three, guys, three different instances where the number 125 comes up in connection to aerial crashes or plane or helicopter crashes. Okay. The last one is, of course, the other big one, John F. Kennedy Jr. And remember, the day I'm talking about is November 21st, one day before John F. Kennedy Sr. died. And John F. Kennedy Jr. was born on 11/25, which is only a few days after that. He died July 16th, 1999, in an airplane crash. Now, if you just write the name John Kennedy, it equals 125, just like Joseph R. Biden, just like airplane crash. So John Kennedy dies in an airplane crash, 125. John Kennedy equals 125. Airplane crash, 125. John Denver, his name equals 125. He died in an airplane crash. You had Bangkok Flight 125 that crashed on November 21st, which equals 125. And then you had Stevie Ray Vaughan, died in Wisconsin, which equals 125. He died on 125 date numerology, and he died in 1990, the same year this Bangkok Flight 125 went down. So what I'm telling you guys is this is too perfect. It's not saying it's going to happen today. Probably won't happen that day because it's so hard to get these things right. But based off what I showed you about the number 40 and the number 125, we should be at least looking out for some sort of plane symbolism or war symbolism on November 21st. And remember, guys, it's a Tuesday. Tuesday is ruled by Mars, the god of war. Biden is a Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. Scorpio equals 40. Tuesday equals 40. And November 21st leaves 40 days in the year. And again, back to the first slide, it lines up perfectly with the year of the dragon. Okay. 81 days before the year of the dragon, President Biden, 81. Year of the dragon, 81. Biden got 81 million votes. And yeah. So that's the last of my slides. So hopefully that made sense. Yeah, Mary, Scorpio is ruled by Mars in the old astrology, and in the modern day, it's ruled by Pluto. But you could still say that Scorpio is ruled by Mars because it used to be that they accredited it to Mars. But now it's Pluto. But what's interesting is Biden has a lot of connections to Mars and Pluto because Biden has his dog, Commander, that keeps getting kicked out of the White House. And Pluto, Hades, also had the dog symbolism. I could talk about that here in the decode, but I don't want to add a bunch of extra stuff. So let's make a few more connections, because there was another airplane crash that was called the day the music died, February 3rd, 1959. And if you measure from the day the music died, February 3rd, 1959, to Biden's upcoming birthday, you're going to get 23,666 days. Yeah, Morgan, thank you for writing that in the chat. Pluto is Hades. Hades used to be depicted with a bident. Yes, the two-pronged fork. So Biden, again, I already showed you how Biden has a connection with the Mars magic square, because Joe Biden, his full name equals 325. The Mars magic square, which used to rule Scorpio, the sum of all the numbers in the magic square of Mars adds up to 325, like Joseph Robinette Biden. Now, again, Pluto is the current. Let's just look this up real fast so I can clear this up. Let's just bring up the sign Scorpio. Makes me wonder about the band The Scorpions. I'm sure there's a connection there. So Scorpio, just so you guys can see, in traditional astrology, Scorpio is ruled by Mars. In modern astrology,